So, let's try this out. Let me go back to 2002. And I was a dumb shit little kid. Now, obviously, not much has changed in 13 years. Fuck, 15 years, it's been even longer. Jesus. Anyway, zombies and games. Now, I had just about picked up a copy of the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks and proceeded to have about a week of not being able to sleep from the fucking imagery. There was something so amazing about that book. It was written so truly and faithfully to like what a real life preparedness guide for such a thing would be that it basically scared the shit out of me. Made me see conspiracies everywhere, kind of weirdness. I'm honestly kind of prone to this kind of mania. Anyway, zombies and games. Now, nowadays people are always railing, the zombies are in everything, it's too much, it's saturated. Well, fuck you, first and foremost. I remember every fucking zombie game that didn't come out when I was 12. You had Resident Evil, so if you wanted tankcontrols.org and picking up the gem key to get into the science lab underneath the fucking basement in the mansion in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. First and foremost, like, realistically speaking, how do you commute scientists to a fucking mansion in the middle of the woods and then give them keys which are strapped to dog collar? Fuck it. No one really thinks that's how it works. Anyway. Zombie games. Now, I remember looking through a PC Gamer magazine. I think it must have been when I was 14. And seeing like the first screenshots for Left 4 Dead and just getting on the most amazing hype about it. And just thinking, this is going to be it. This is going to be that game that simulates every jerk-off teenage zombie survival fantasy we've ever had. And it's going to be the tits and it's going to be amazing. And ironically enough, it got released, like 5-6 years later. And it wasn't. It was good in its own way, but I'll get back to that. What we wanted, what we needed, was ironically something like Resident Evil Outbreak. And yeah, I know I just shit on Resident Evil like 5 seconds ago. Give me a minute. The original Outbreak was a really interesting concept. And it was made for co-op. But I think only File 2 was playable co-op. And it was made for the original PSN network connection, which was basically, it was an online gaming service made of fishhooks and Rust. I think exactly 3 people had it, and all of them worked at Sony, so good luck with that. Anyway, it was a really cool idea, and it makes me sad to this day that we're probably never going to see anything like that, because, yeah, I hate tank controls, I hate the bullshit, but they gave the characters individual abilities, they gave them traits and skills, like the cop could do critical shots, had more kicking strength, etc. The security guard could do a block move. The black guy could play dead on the floor. Not even going to go near that one. Anyway. And it kind of takes the whole Resi bullshit angle, but at least it made some sense, and at least it was co-op. Because any game that's co-op, with one important exception, gets like an immediate extra 3 points. Like if a game is a 0 out of 10, if it's co-op, it's still a 3. Like Resident Evil 6, sorry, side tangent again. Resident Evil 6 was a fucking terrible game, but in co-op, it was fucking incredible. Like, me and my brother Gray, we literally were playing it after I think a long hiatus when we like stopped playing it for a little while, and we were like, oh god, this is really boring and it's really dark and really stupid. And then we just started using melee attacks, and instantly the game was hilarious and amazing, and we could not put it down. I think we banged through all 3 campaigns in like 2 evenings, and then we only stopped because the Ada 1 campaign was a pile of shit and was only single player, at least as I remember. But yeah, so I mean, what we wanted was a co-op game with like survival elements ish, but not on the level of DayZ, which is just super immersive and detailed to the balls. What we wanted, I guess, is, I'm hoping that the Overkill game, the people who made Payday 2, they're making a Walking Dead version of it. I've got some high hopes for that. Because, like, Left 4 Dead is great. but it's effectively an arcade shoot, and that's cool. And it's amazing fun to play. It's even more fun when you've got 8 people and 4 can be like the infected, and it just becomes an absolute like trolling fest, and I love it. And even if you don't, if you have 4 people, you can still have a really tense game. Set the difficulty all the way up and just see how it goes, and your teamwork has to be fucking on point. But I think the closest thing I've ever seen to some kind of working game, at least for what we wanted, was No More Room in Hell. Though getting that to work was a unique fucking trial. Like, I remember Gray booting it up, downloading it at my pleading, and it basically like displayed some kind of error message when he tried to join, and I'm pretty sure he put his fist through his monitor at that point, which gave me infinite lulls, not gonna lie. But now the genre, they say, it seems to be on the lips of every goddamn hipster critic out there, too many zombies and everything, it's not fun anymore. Well, quite frankly, fuck you. That's the shit we wanted when we were that age, and now some of the dudes who were thinking the same thing at that age are now making games. I think it's just a matter of fine-tuning. I mean, possibly my favorite game, and I think, honestly, the best game ever, was The Last of Us. That game was just beauty and humanity, and I still get chills when I hear the opening bars of the Last of Us theme, the guitar, and it's oddly Vietnam flashbacky. If I ever hear it, it just stops me. I had it as my ringtone for a while, but I had to stop because I started feeling emotions every time someone called me. But yeah, being that age was just so... I remember, like, I'd read the Zombie Survival Guide, and being a little idiot kid, I kind of imagined what it'd be like to have a squad with all my mates in it. And we had this thing, so I made like a Word document, and we each chose what weapon. We'd have like a melee weapon, a main weapon, a sidearm, and like equipment. And we were fucking idiot kids, so like naturally the one friend of mine who we regarded as the hacker, i.e. he knew how to use Windows XL fairly well. For whatever reason, we decided he wanted an anti-tank rifle, like a full-on like 12mm Russian-made anti-material rifle, and a laptop. Because the thing you really got to worry about in the zombie apocalypse is zombies riding fucking half tracks, or buildings. It's that kind of odd wish fulfillment you have about the whole thing, and it's just something that can never really be gotten, because you end up either with things being too serious, like you end up with your Project Zomboids, and again DayZ, which takes it super seriously, and I love it, and salutations to it, and it's definitely like a great idea, but it's not quite what I want. I think what I really want is some kind of magical balance unicorn where it's like not too serious but just serious enough, and I don't know. But I gotta say this much, I've only got hope. The Last of Us was just so good. Like, it was so fucking good. I've never played a game where I'm so glad my character handles like a 50-year-old man. And Jesus Christ, that knife fight in the burning diner in Ellie's chapter, when, alright, spoilers here if you haven't played it, but Jesus Christ, just fucking go. You've been using listening mode, which is basically see-through walls mode, and it's it's kind of well explained. You can upgrade a little bit, and then you see the dude take a crouch and he disappears from listening mode, and I swear to God, that is like one of the scariest moments in gaming I've ever had, where it's almost like I could feel him like next to me, like sitting next to me, giving me the fucking evil eyes, because that dude was crazy as well. But it was really fucking good. Good times. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, guys. Peace.